Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We got a distress call from a Guardian. So, let's go to a creepy, derelict ship that's been abandoned adrift in the void of space. But hey, we're gonna get some loot, so let's get to it. Welcome back to The Breakdown, everyone. This is the show where I talk about stuff from video games that I like. I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera, and this is the newest exotic weapon in Destiny 2, the Dead Man's Tail.
Long, short, they all end the same way.
DMT is a scout rifle, a precision weapon that rewards a skilled hand and is well suited for longer ranges. Pull the trigger once and you shoot one bullet, short and simple. What makes the scout rifle exciting and exotic is the fact that it's a lever action. Now, I don't want to get super into detail about lever actions and I don't want to piss off gun nuts. I'll say this. Lever actions are old guns. They were invented in the 1860s. So, in the Destiny universe, that's a long-ass time ago. So, why is a gun from the 1860s in this game about space wizards and immortal loot goblins? Well, this gun hails from the weapon foundry Tex Mechanica. This foundry is one of the oldest in the city. Some would say it was around before the walls. Tex weapons always evoke a Old West vibe, with all their weapons, like the Chaperone, the Last Word, the First Curse, the Prospector, and the Huckleberry. Their guns are always very ornate and are usually covered in gold or silver, so this scout rifle fits right in with the rest of the family. Dead Man's Tail is a beautiful looking gun. The black metal looks clean but used, and the gold trim on the iron sights, the trigger, and the hammer just pop, catch your eye. And the cherry on top is the wood accents on the stock and midsection. It's even got some leather holding some ammo on the back there. Good shit, Bungie. 10 out of 10. As of right now, there is one ornament for this weapon, called Burial Wrap. A burial wrap is a cloth or a sheet used for covering the dead. Now, when I first saw this ornament, it reminded me of those bags that some sniper and marksman use to carry their weapon around to keep it from getting damaged or dirty. It has this dark blue, heavy cloth material wrapped around the barrel and the stock. It kind of looks like a puffy coat. In my opinion, this ornament conveys a sense of protection, like this gun is all the owner has and cares about. Like it's the last thing they cherish in this world. And this ornament makes it feel a bit more aged, since the gold is white gold and the wood seems to have faded a bit. Come to think of it, whose gun is this, and how did we find it in the first place? Well, it's actually a funny story.
What are those Cabal doing out there? We need to get past this security door.
Has this door always been open? It had not. So with this mysterious door now open, we fought our way through a bunch of nasty Scorpio turrets. We murdered a Cabal Centurion with extreme prejudice. And we found a box. Hey guys, look, it's a box. Inside there was a distress signal. Our ghost sent it to the Vanguard to be decrypted, and it said,
"This is a friend in need. Last known coordinates in line. It's a Cabal ship. I can't say any more here. I offer my rifle. Get me out of here, and it's yours."
And we heard loot, so we were already on our way. See? That was a funny story, right? Right? Please subscribe. The coordinates led us to an anomaly near where Mars used to be, but all that's there now is the Glykon, an abandoned Cabal ship that Emperor Callus was performing sick and twisted experiments so he can commune with the darkness. Again.
I apologize for nothing.
For the newer Guardians out there who don't know who Callus is, let me give you the skinny. 4 years ago, the Red Legion led by Dominus Gaul attacked the last city and almost took the Traveler from us.
You're not brave. You've merely forgotten the fear of death.
But the traveler woke up and blew Gaul to smithereens. About 2.5 weeks later, a big-ass ship that looked a lot like a giant-ass fish showed up in orbit around Nessus. This ship was the Leviathan, and it was home of Emperor Callus. He's here because Gaul, that guy the Traveler friend-zoned, and his own daughter Keitel overthrew Callus in something called the Midnight Coup. If the name Keitel sounds familiar, that's because she's the big rhino mama with tusks telling Zavala to get on his knees.
Bow.
Bitch.
Keitel felt her father was weak and would lead the Cabal to their ruin, so she's gunning for him. Now, Guardians have an entanglement with Callus.
An entanglement?
He thinks Guardians are interesting, and he has a habit of recruiting a champion from various worlds, and, well, we're his champion of Earth. And apparently, he has other Guardians under his employ, but we'll get to that in a bit. Back on the Glykon, we are treated to one of the coolest missions that Bungie has ever put into this game. We must explore the ship and save a fellow Guardian while uncovering what kind of hellish nightmares happened inside. This mission, which is called the Presage, is a dark and creepy one. As you explore the ship, you are haunted by echoing screams and the sounds of rattling chains. This ship and its atmosphere reminds me a lot of Metroid Prime's first level, and that is a huge compliment because I love Metroid. As we get deeper into the Glykon, we are treated to these strange plants that look a lot like the one Drifter has on his ship. This is accompanied by horrific imagery of Cabal soldiers strung up and overgrown with these plants. They're actually growing in and out of these poor bastards. The Glykon is empty, but packed full of awful surprises, like barriers made of darkness, electric walls, exploding screebs.
Surprise, motherfucker.
A trash compactor.
One thing's for sure, we're all gonna be a lot thinner.
A hangar reminiscent of Halo 2's opening level, which is actually pretty cool. After we make our way through the hangar and enjoy the beautiful skybox, we hear the voices of the dead. I've heard Gaul, Cade, Uldren Sav, not Crow, Sagira, which was Osiris's ghost, and oddly enough, Emperor Callus. Maybe he kicked the bucket too. Tell me what you think in the comments below.
You're not brave. You've merely forgotten the fear of death.
After we hear from the dearly departed, we make our way deeper into this madhouse and run into some of Callus's experiments on the Scorn. And when we get to the end, we see the dark fruit of the Emperor's twisted labors, the locust of communion. And, you know, we're Guardians, so he dies. We make our way to what I think is the bridge of the ship and come across the brutal truth. We found our Guardian, and we're too late. He is completely entangled in these vines, barely recognizable. With that, the mission comes to an end, and we take the dead man's tail. But something I want to point out is the prompt on screen says steal, which I find very strange. I know that sounds odd due to the fact that I'm on a ship filled with alien plants that are made of darkness and I'm hearing the voices of the dead, but why does it say steal? He offered the gun to us, didn't he? Was it because we didn't get him out? Maybe this is a subtle example of how our Guardian now thinks or acts due to us using the darkness in the form of stasis. Maybe he isn't fully dead. Again, comment section. Talk to me. I'm really perplexed on why it says steal. This Guardian was a hunter named Catabasis, Kakarot, whatever. He was employed by the Emperor, and this is his grim fate. Just like Osiris said, there's no light here. Let's take a look at the Guns Lore tab.
Galen IV's war beast leads us through balmy Venusian jungle. Our rifles low, our ghosts high in the canopy like sentry drones. My vehicle is old, needs maintenance. Been running too long without cutting the engine, I say. Galen sends me a sideways look.
Is that shipwright still around? She used to make cider in the autumn. I swear, she kept us like a pack of strays.
I sigh. No, I mean this thing. I run my hand over my body. Besides, you know I can't go back there. I straighten the leather wrap around my Tex Foundry rifle.
You know, I literally tuned myself, right?
Why? You're immortal.
And you're not.
I know, but I'm slower.
Uh-huh.
I feel slower. Just, not like what I used to feel like. Not spry. Not up here either. I tap my helmet.
Tragedy. I feel for you. Have Gilgamesh tune you up then.
I chuckle. Yeah, he'd love that.
Are you two having issues again?
I shake my head in a stiff, narrow lie. You think we come back the same every time?
I do. Straight from the manufacturer.
Sometimes I get the feeling something's different. Galen stops and squints at me. I dip my head and let my hood fall forward. Nothing I can put my finger on, just little things. Adjustments.
You think he's changing you?
Galen's voice sounds more serious than surprised. I wait too long to answer. It's not because I don't know my answer, but because I want to feel like I still doubt it. I raise my head. Galen meets my eyes and looks up to the canopy. He leans his shoulder into me and drops his voice to a whisper.
My clip's a good one. But you need to realize ghosts don't know anything. Nobody does. They're just like us. They get curious. They question. If you think something's coming unwound, you need to sit down and talk it out.
Wait, did Clip change you?
Please.
Galen scoffs.
You're paranoid. Life changes you. Same with them. I'm the only one that stays the same.
Galen raises a fist and we stop. His war beast sniffs the air and turns us east. We continue walking. What'd you name the beast?
Castus.
You've been reading too many of the spider's books.
Some of them are good.
I laugh. Aren't you the man that said anything you got tying you down could be made into a noose?
Yeah. Some time ago.
You've been taking a lot of jobs with him? Those fallen?
You're one to talk. Emperor's lackey. Some of those Lixney aren't so bad. That's an interesting lore tab, and it made me think of a couple of things. A, I want a pet war beast, like right now. And B, what is the relationship of a ghost and a guardian? Do they change us? Can they change us? Lots of stuff to think about, so maybe I should cover it in another video. Maybe for the future. So what does this gun do? The intrinsic perk is Cranial Spike, which I thought was the scientific name for horns, but I don't think it is. Either way, I think the name is referring to horns since the Tex Mechanical logo is a bull skull. The perk states, chain precision hits grant bonus damage and quickens reload speed. So, you're rewarded for hitting heads. I really like this perk. The gun already feels really good to fire, and after the perk kicks on, you start dropping red bars left and right. And when it comes time to reload, it's pretty snappy. Just feels good. The catalyst for this gun is called Dark Forge Trigger, and you get it by doing the Presage mission on Master difficulty. Good luck with that. The catalyst states, increased hip fire rate of fire, and removes hip fire accuracy penalties. This is one of those perks that when you see it on paper, your initial reaction is, that's it. But in practice, it's ridiculous. In my opinion, with this ability, this scout rifle becomes effective at all ranges due to the mobility, the rate of fire increase, and the larger field of view that comes with firing from the hip. I think this is a great catalyst, and I recommend getting it for yourself. And a new section that I want to add to these videos is what exotic armor pieces I think would fit well with the weapon I'm talking about. And for the Dead Man's Tail, I think there's some interesting options. For Warlocks, I think Ophidian Aspect because it bumps up weapon ready speed and the reload speed. Plus, they look cool. Snakes are a big part of the Wild West theme, you know. Another exotic I think could work well for our dress-wearing friends is the Wings of Sacred Dawn, because you can stay in midair for a longer period of time, so float above the battlefield and rain death upon your enemies. Finally, for the Warlocks, the exotic chest piece Chromatic Fire, for the ability to give Dead Man's Tail an elemental explosion on precision kills. I mean, why not? Explosions are awesome. For the Hunters, I think Knucklehead Radar, because when you aim down sights, you get to keep your radar, which I think could be pretty useful. Maybe Sealed Ahamkara's Grasp to reload it with a melee. Finally, the Stompy E5s go great with most things. But with this scout rifle, you can take advantage of your movement and still hit really hard if your aim is good enough. Now, last but certainly not least, the Titans. Sighthand Ramparts work great because they let you shoot through the barrier. And finally, the Lion Rampants, for the same reason I have for the Warlocks, but these legs also give you an added bonus to in-air accuracy. So, fly, my Titan brothers, and aim for the head. If you think I missed any exotics, let me know. I'm always interested in finding synergy with armor and weapons. And the really fun part about this gun is that it can get random rolls, so you can hunt for that roll that really complements your playstyle. You can get one new roll of this gun a week by running the Presses mission, much like Hawkmoon. And FYI, it doesn't have to be on Master, so don't worry. I have a roll with Vorpal Weapon, which gives the gun extra damage against bosses and vehicles, but I really want one with 4 times the charm, because if you keep landing crits, you give yourself back 2 bullets, which I think really fits well with how the gun is supposed to be used. And fun fact, I actually got this roll while shooting for this video. So I think that's about everything. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to break down any exotic weapons from Destiny 1 or 2, let me know in the comment section below. Or you can tell me about your thoughts on the gun, or the mission, or the lore. There's a lot to talk about, and I want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a like, if you feel so inclined. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, I want to thank my buddy Agro for doing the voice of Katabitsis, Kakarot, whatever. He did a great job in the lore reading, and it was really fun to read it with him. So you did a great job, buddy. Thank you so much. I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera, and remember, life imitates art, light to dark. I'll see you next time.
Sarcophagus growths with cores of darkness. The material is organic. Reminds me of a certain flora kept by our silver-tongued drifter. Curious. The Cabal here, their minds hang suspended in the death throes of cognition. falling into a singularity.